This the Black Powder Podcast. Kick up your feet, lean on your armrest.
Gotcha. Do you have like a media team that does it all for you, or are you just like Tony Starking it up where you're everything?
Man, I'm everything. I do everything that you see. It's me, designer, builder, manufacturer, coffee boy, website builder. If you reach out to me, you reach out on the website, on Instagram or whatever, I'm who you're talking to.
If you would please introduce yourself, sir. Let us know who you are and who you represent.
My name is Brent. I created Heighth Defense. I created the first PDW grip module for the Springfield Echelon. And that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, and it's funny because what even got me interested in the Echelon was, I don't know, call it perfect timing, serendipity, whatever you want to. I had a whole project that I was going to do with the P320. But of course, with the way the news is right now, I'm letting that kind of simmer down until more stuff is brought to light as far as like what exactly killed that airman. And last I read, they'd captured somebody that looked like they were guilty behind why that person got I guess it's YouTube. I hate the language, but let's just keep it real. Why that person died due to I guess you could say planned negligent discharge, or in this case, since it was planned, it wouldn't be negligent. It was like just premeditated discharge, I guess you could call it.
If it's planned, it's certainly not negligent. And I get that. There's been a lot of negative light recently. Whether or not it's founded, I haven't kept up with it too much, but it is hard to not notice that it is going on.
Yeah,
and as far as this latest one goes, the airman, I saw the initial report of that, and then I think I saw something like you're talking about. They have a suspect in custody, but I haven't heard anything more. I'm assuming that they're doing their investigation, and they're probably not going to release much into it. But it's
it's one of those unfortunate things that never should have happened in the first place, if it is like a premeditated murder, if you will, because that's basically what it is. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it brought me to the 4.5 echelon, which I like how this is built. This feels like super solid.
If you're holding guns, I can hold guns. Man, yeah. I love the Echelon. I love this platform. It's incredible. I've always been a Springfield fan. I was law enforcement for a little bit. Kind of, they issued us Glocks, so kind of got on that bandwagon for a little bit. But they never felt as good as Springfield. XD9 was my first carry gun. When this dropped, I was immediately picked it up and just fell in love. Have had no issues whatsoever. It's right out of the box, it's for a hand, damn near perfect.
So nobody freaks out. It's empty chamber. Get out of my back, YouTube.
Yeah, right. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
the social media silencing that's going on. I see it all across my Instagram. This post
it's getting a little bit better because it used to be a lot worse. But things are changing, and hopefully for people that are like involved in firearm media or just firearms in general, it'll continue to get better. Because one of the main reasons why I even made this podcast is because I was tired of seeing a lot of misinformation, especially in regards to like Black people being spread. One of the things that I really hate seeing is people that are doing the whole Call of Duty operator thing on YouTube and are like, this is how you clear your room in your house. And then they're like whole bodies out, just looking like a target themselves, like, going around the corner. Like I've actually seen a video like that where the dude literally exposed his whole body as he was pieing the room, if you will. But
yeah, well, I mean, that's the with social media, that it's got a plus and it's got a negative, and the minus of it is that anybody can get on there and just act like they know what they're talking about. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah. Now, I know that I'm still amateur level, and I always tell everybody that I'm like an amateur level in the 2A world, still learning. Even if my skills get better, I think I'm always going to call myself an amateur. But that being said, people can only take my advice to a certain degree. The problem is, like you said, um, anybody who has access to social media, with the way some people think, their opinion is on the same level as like somebody who's got an extreme amount of experience. Like some guy that just started a YouTube channel and is all like echelon, like nothing else, just him holding the echelon, right? Now has the same experience level as a Jerry Mikulik or a Lena Mikulik.
Yeah, for sure.
Or take your pick. It's crazy. Hickok 45. The list goes on.
Absolutely, and even them, if you ask them, they're obviously experienced in what they do, and they've been around forever. But if you ask them, I'm assuming that they're still learning. There's always something to learn. There's always room for improvement. There's you can always, better yourself, no matter how good you get.
Yeah, this is true. But on bettering things, I mean, like you said, you were in law enforcement. You were assigned the Glocks and everything, but you clearly like the Springfield, and I had to definitely agree with that too, because my first Springfield piece was the Springfield Hellion, which is like the VHS2 that came from Croatia.
Yep.
That thing is beautiful. Anytime I go to the range to shoot rifles, I always want to take that with me. And I've got like 2 HR platforms. I've got the HKSL8, and I've got a Mini 300 Blackout PSA. But I always go to that because it's a solid firearm. The way that it's built it's interesting, but it makes bullpups actually fun. And I was considering the Tavor for a minute, but looking at the price point between both of them, which was somewhat similar, I decided let me go with Springfield. And that's the other reason why I ended up getting the Echelon, because it's a solid piece and it's well put together. So if their rifle is well put together, obviously I would hope that it would transfer over to their pistols. And it looks like you've taken what they've done, which is already a solid piece, and you've come up with the HGM724.
HGM724.
Which is a cool name. Was there a code name for that, or is that going to be what it is?
I mean, that's the name of it. That's the name that I'm going with. Heighth grip module is nice. The HGM 724. So July of 2024 is when, after the design phase, when I made my first prototype, my very first prototype. That's when that came out. After that fact, it took me another year of development and tweaking and improving till we released it this past July. So, like I said, it's been a long time coming. I mean, it's even been longer than that. I created my first one of these back in 2020. I made it for a Glock. I made it for myself. It was just because I've always been into firearms. I've always been a maker. I've always been a designer, and sometimes I just can't leave well enough alone. So I was like, let me make this little PDW with this Glock, and I did, and I got a little bit of reaction out of it, and I sent it to a few different people, and they're like, "Oh, that's awesome! It'd be a perfect bag gun. It'd be that's really nice." It didn't have as many of the features that I have released with the HGM724. It was very basic, if you will. But that's honestly, that's where it started from. So for the past 5 years, I kind of sat on it for a little bit. And then when Springfield came out with the Echelon and with the way that pistols are going now, using the COG or the FCU or whatever company is calling it, it's a great platform because it allows other people to innovate that don't necessarily have their FFL, or they're not, they want to make serialized items. Maybe one day we'll get there. Maybe we'll do something for the Glock, but for the time being, I like the platform just because it's extremely modular.
Yeah, and you're definitely right about the FCU or the COG. It's like, to me, I want that to be the future of all handgun slash pistol firearms, if you will, because
Agreed.
it offers you modularity, so much modularity. The P320 has got so much modularity. The Ruger RXM is another one that's coming up, and you've already got Mischief Machines and I think Sharps Bros working on stuff for them. But at the same time, it's just gonna sound kind of funny, but it's like the kiddie pool for anybody who's getting into firearms, and not just that, but there's so much depth you can go with it. So like, you could take somebody and say, okay, cool, what kind of, how do you want your firearm to look? Like that, cool. So this is the FCU you need, and then from there they just go on their own journey of getting more in depth into the Second Amendment world. Versus like, this is your platform, this is what you got. If you don't like it, you have to spend $300 to $600 on something else. It's nice, and the fact that you're doing something like this, which adds more depth to it, that also helps out too, because the other thing with the RXM is like, they release grip modules, but then they run out online, or you've got somebody that buys up all the grip modules, modifies them, and then resells them at a higher price. So just options, man. That's what you're providing.
It is options because we're all built different, right? Some of us got small hands, some of us got big hands. You know, we all like different things. They all fit us differently. So being able to have those options and not having to go through, you know, your local firearms store, it's nice to be able to do something like that and try it out. I always used to say, like, an AR it's basically like, you know, Barbie dolls for adults, right? You can dress them up how you want. You can make them look however you want, and there's a lot of modularity with that platform. With the introduction of the COG, the FCU, you know, you're getting that now as well. Some of these grip modules are changing the grip angles. You know, I like the Echelon platform, but I want a different grip angle, or whatever the case may be. This is allowing you to kind of step into that and really take advantage of the heart and soul, which is the COG for the Echelon.
He almost got me with
the Barbie doll.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's true though, right? Because you can do whatever you want with it. You know,
her name is Sheila.
Yeah, it can be any. It can look however you want.
True. I mean, yeah, we'll call it that. I'm sorry. What were the quality and assurance tests that were focused in creating the HGM724 as far as stress testing, environmental testing, and the ever so popular drop testing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, my very first prototype was over a year ago. That's when I got it, and from that point on, I just started testing. And I would take it out. I would do whatever I could to break it. I would improve that area. You know, rinse, repeat, and do it all over again until we ended up where we are now. Drop tests, stress tests. I don't know if you online we did the push-up test. We've done the drop test. We took the drop test all the way up to 30 feet onto concrete. It did not survive the 30 feet. That was a big drop, but it much less than that, 10 feet, you're good to go. It's a tough platform. The nylon that we use, it's tough nylon. It's chemical resistant. It's heat resistant. It's strong. It's impact resistant. The fun thing about releasing this is, and it's something that I didn't expect, or I don't know why I didn't think about it. I designed it for the full size Echelon. Like, that's what I went out and I purchased, and I designed it, and all right, here's the full size Echelon. And then you start getting it into people's hands, and they're like, well, what about, can I shoot the 4.0 out of it? Or what about this? And they'll show me their Echelon, and it's got the most aggressive porting I've ever seen. They'll have 9 holes all the way down, their barrel, and it's awesome. But at the same time, with what I've designed here, it's all of that explosion is taking place up here within the shroud. So that's something that I had to build this and make that tough enough to be able to withstand that force and be able to direct all that gas away from the shooter's hands, so it's safe and functional. So people with these modified Echelons and then the shorter barrel Echelons, and they started firing it, and it held up to it, and there was no issues and whatever. As far as taking it out, testing it, what I would do, I've got 25 magazines, 25 Echelon mags. I would load all of them up. I'd put on my chest rig, and I would just go out there and I would just shoot it as fast as I could, reload, shoot it. I didn't want to release a product that somebody was going to have an issue. So I wanted to make sure. Granted, nobody in the real life is probably going to be shooting it as hard as I was doing it and hard as I was running it. But I wanted to go, do that extra and go above and beyond. So I'd run through 500 rounds as fast as I could, and I'd sit there and reload every single one of them, and I'd do it all over again. I'm very busy, so I'd usually cap it at about 1,000 rounds per session, but, go out, do it all over again. Like I said, over a year of going back and forth, changing things up, making adjustments here and there, designing it how I thought it should be. That's really what it all comes down to. That's how I got into it. I was like, what do I want in a bag gun? And that's what this is kind of created for. And it's, I've got other people that are wanting to shoot matches with it and this and that as in the PDW classes or the PCC. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they enjoy it. But I took everything that I would want in a bag gun, and I tried to pack as many features as I could inside this grip module and make it as modular for everybody to be able to dress it up how they want to dress it up.
Nice. And I saw the push-up video. That was one of the things where I'm like, wow, this dude is literally doing push-ups on this chassis.
Well, I wanted to. You can kind of see little scratch there. I didn't post that video. I lost my grip, went down on my face. Obviously, I'm holding on to that video, but scratched everything up. But it definitely held up to the push-up test.
I'd much rather see somebody do push-ups on a chassis versus like the weird push-ups I've seen lately where they're like taking sticks or whatever, and they're just like literally like.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The little
no, don't do that. Don't.
I'm not there.
Please don't be there.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing that at all.
So as far as the perfect bag gun, if you will, can you walk us through what exactly the chassis looks like and the different portions of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my personal one that I've got built out how I want. I don't know if you can see it. It's got our prototype stock on it. It's not available yet. We're going to be releasing it within the next year or so. But I guess I'll just go through, kind of walk you through. I wanted front and rear shrouds on it so you could mount whatever light accessory that the end user wanted. I prefer a weapon mounted like this. You can just tap it real quick, get to the light. The inside of the shroud here, it's got a 305 stainless steel liner to help contain the blast. We've got a 7075 aluminum charging handle, type 3 hard coat. Makes it real easy to manipulate the firearm. On the front here, we've got what I call the aimer, auto indexing mag release. So when you are up like this, just turn your hand like that. Again, it's very secure. Even when you're holding it like that, this mag's not going to fall out. Everything was designed. I'm holding, but all you got to do, rotate your finger, and it comes right down for, real quick mag changes. Nice. You've got the rear shroud that allows you to, mount any sight that you want. Right here, it's got our sight mount. This is our acro sight mount. It's called the SOB, stands for sight over bore. I'm trying to keep it as low as possible. So, your bore height it's not towering over your bore sight. That way, you don't have to take your red dot and put it all the way to the bottom. Your point of impact kind of lines up with your point of aim. I wanted it to be light as possible in this configuration here with the light, the acro on the back. It's got a QD socket that I've installed back here. This weighs in at just 3.5 pounds. So it's nice and light. It's tough. Once it's folded up as is, it's just about 12 inches long. so it'll fit into most small backpacks. You don't even need to be a large backpack. Currently working on a bag holster for it that'll sit nice and secure, like a quick release bag holster. The other thing that I wanted to point out is this rear stock interface here. It serves two purposes. Number one, I was able to drop I use it for structural integrity to be able to drop the stock down. That allows your bore sight to get up closer to your eye. And also it's got what I call the fourth point. So when you're gripped onto it, you've got your first point in contact, which is strong hand. You've got your support hand up front. You've got, obviously, when you tuck it in to your shoulder, and then it tucks it right here into your wrist. That keeps it nice and tight, keeps it, straight up and down, not going left and right. You get a straight wrist. It really helps keep you on target.
Wow.
The other thing that I like about this is, so especially with this stock as is, the length of pull, because I was able to push the stock interface all the way back here. With our stock on there, the length of pull is 16.5 inches. Makes it very comfortable. I know some other PDWs that are out on the market are significantly shorter than that. So, you really you're getting that firearm close to you. This kind of spreads it out a little bit, but at the end of the day, it tucks up nice and tight. And there you have it.
Dude, that is a piece of work. And I love how you've taken everything that you wanted and some of the stuff I never would have thought of, like the twisting of the finger to release that mag.
Yeah. So again, when you drop that out, your finger's already indexed. At least, when I was going through the academy, when I was in law enforcement, all classes, when you pull your mag out, you index it. So, you can find the back of your mag well very quickly. So that was, it made it easy because of the, how the Echelon mags were made, but it really made sense. It took a little bit of work to figure that geometry out. So, you're not going to have your magazine drop when you're really locked in, but it's there and nice and quick. Not a whole lot of wiggle room in the front. It doesn't, shake around. It's nice and tight. Everything locks up. To me, I'm really proud of what we've got here.
Yeah, that's a piece of work. Wow. If you wanted to put run a muzzle device like a Harrington Arms or any other muzzle device on the front, could you do that with the HGM?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and again, I guess it depends on what you're talking about, muzzle device. So we had on one of mine, I've got a
compensator. I'm sorry,
a compensator. Yeah, well, I was gonna touch on all of them. So yes, no problem with the compensator. We ran a Springer Precision compensator on one of ours. When you get into suppressors, I've gotten a lot of interest in. I want to be able to run that suppressed, and I get that. That was not a main concern when I was designing this. Like I said, this was designed to be a perfect bag gun. It's discreet. It's small enough to be discreet, but it's there when you need it. If you need it, if you need to actually use a bag gun, I think the last thing that you're gonna worry about is trying to mount a suppressor on the end of it. That's time that's not needed. In its current state, you cannot fit most typical suppressors in the 1.35 to 1.5 inch diameter. It won't fit on there. You can, one thing that we do, or we have done, is taking a 1-inch barrel extension. You can do that. You can mount a 1-inch barrel extension, and then you can direct thread that or run any other suppressor mount that you want on the end of that. That clears. I'm currently looking at different barrel manufacturers, see if we can't get that 6.5 inch barrel. Talking to Springfield, seeing if we can't get the 6.5 inch Echelon. The other thing that I'm currently working on as well is, because there is such interest in running a suppressor, is running a shroudless version that you can just direct thread your suppressor to your 4.5 inch Echelon.
Nice. Wow. Wow. I want to shoot that thing. It looks so cool.
Well, it's nice, right? Because the Echelon mags, 20 round mags. So right here, you got 41 rounds.
Yeah.
If you wait just a little bit longer, be able to run 60 rounds. Something else that I'm working on right now. Little +10 mag extension. So,
it looks like a vector mag almost, but yeah, I like how you've got like the grooving too, because like the Echelon's got so many grooves on it. Like this Viridian optic on there.
yeah.
I don't know if the optic grooves kind of go with the grooves of the firearm too.
Well,
so it just not only is it utilitarian, it's the aesthetics, man.
Well, so that's kind of how that's how I've always been. So the number one when I'm designing anything, it's the form's got to be there, right? Or I'm sorry, the function's got to be there. It's got to work as intended. It's got to do. But that's just my designer side. That the form always follows it. I think you can have both. You don't have to choose one or the other. It can be functional and it can be beautiful. And I've even, it's even the little things that probably weren't taking place, as you were saying. You've got the on the slide, you've got the serrations there, but if you look at the top of the charging handle there, that continues across. I don't know if you can see that back here, kind of. Here.
Kind of reminds me of the I think there's an old martial arts maxim where it's like form follows function.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it runs across. Everything lines up. Everything's got a purpose. There's everything's got a role. Everything plays a role in this design. And like I showed you the 30 round mag that we're working on. We got I've got I got a whole ecosystem planned. Like and not necessarily just for the Echelon. We'll eventually come out with other grip modules for different firearms. But I want you to be able to pick up everything that you need for your perfect bag gun, your truck gun, whatever the case may be. You come on, assemble it how you want, just pick it out, ship you all the pieces, and then you have at it.
Well, what's the MSRP we're looking at for the HGM?
HGM is $390. So with that $390, you get the grip module, you get the 7075 charging handle, and we throw in a silicone cloth with that. This allows, so yeah, it's just a little something extra to carry it with. What we've done, we went this route to allow people to run whatever stock or brace that they want on the back of it. On the back here, you can mount a 3-slot Picatinny rail and then any 1913 stock or brace. You can stick that on there. On the top, we've got, M-lock on all 3 sides, front and back, front and rear shrouds. On the top, we went M-lock because, again, everything was done for a purpose. If you want to, you can pick up a 5-slot Picatinny rail. You can mount that on top, and then you can mount any other mount that you have probably sitting at your house right now. This is an Acro Reptilia mount. But what we've done here and the way we've done it, that's just one less mounting point that you have to worry about to go from M-lock to Picatinny to, your dot. So we've eliminated that with our dot mount. It goes from M-lock to your dot mount to try and keep that as low as possible.
Man, I was just realizing something, man. It seems like most people that I've interviewed, especially yourself, that have been involved in law enforcement, you guys come up with like some of the most creative stuff. It's almost like it's like y'all are samurai pretty much. It's like you know how to function in the field of combat, and yet it seems like law enforcement officers usually just, when they have time to sit down and think, they come up with stuff like I know a guy that does holsters. I know a guy that's come up with, I would say, what's some of the best eyewear out there that I think he's just got a government contract with, and hopefully that's going to do some good for the military. And then you're coming out with the chassis that pretty much it makes you, and this is why I thought samurai, because it makes you, in a sense, become one with the firearm to where, like you said, you can customize it and adjust it and put the necessary items on there that you need in order to run the gun functionally with
Well,
success.
I mean, I appreciate you saying that. I think it's just being in the realm of um, just being surrounded around that. Along with law enforcement, I was a firearms instructor, also active shooter instructor. So you kind of take some of these things that you learn and you hear and you read about, and you apply it to, I guess, whatever your passions are. Building things, firearms, those have always been my passion. So they kind of merged, and here we are. Even before this, like I said, I built one for the Glock, but I was building my own gun parts for ages. I built my first AK parts kit, Yugoslavian M70 re-weld back in high school. Taught myself how to weld just so I could make an AK.
That's cool. And so are there any non-negotiables whenever it comes to you fabricating anything or putting pieces together?
Um, well, yeah, of course. Durability, functionality, and design. Like I was talking about earlier, the form and function. Those are my non-negotiables. Other things are just things that I wanted. For instance, the shrouds. I wanted the shrouds. Some people don't need a shroud. Sometimes it's unnecessary. That's why I'll be coming out with another version, a shroudless version. You'll be able to mount a suppressor on it. If you don't, if somebody doesn't have any interest in running, an external weapon mounted light like this, then there's no need to pick up something like that. But it has to perform. I mean, that's my non-negotiable. It has to
Yeah.
perform, and as a business, that non-negotiables is everybody has to be happy. So if anybody has a problem, come to me. That's the thing. It's a one-man show over here. I love the feedback loop. I've gotten a lot of great feedback, but I'm always open to any suggestions. I take everything to heart, and who knows what we'll come out with in the future.
Honestly,
Constantly improving, just like ourselves. I'm constantly improving this. We can iterate quickly. We can release new products. We can keep people happy. We can, you know, do what you want.
that's what's up. I would love to see one of those go to a Serico place and just like come back with some. Oh, don't tell me you didn't, man.
So another thing that we got, we're gonna be doing. We got a few different Cerecoders that we're gonna partner with them. We're gonna be doing limited edition drops, Cerakoting drops. I've sent it out to a few different. And I said, you get full creative freedom, do it however you want, and then we'll run some limited edition drops, and we'll let people pick up what they want. Little sneak peek of some of them that we've gotten back right now.
Nice.
Got Cerakote, got the stippling. And then I don't know if you can see, you got a little camo job here.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. These are
Nice.
just the two that I've gotten back. Real excited. These come from Coat and Dagger. They're doing really awesome things up there. But yeah, so Cerakoting is obvious. And I think we'll probably eventually offer different colors of Cerakote on the website that we're going to stock. The normal colors people will like.
Yeah.
Tan,
Green FDE.
exactly.
Dude, that is cool. And yeah, one man show. I definitely get it. That definitely makes things interesting, especially as far as keeping things going, putting stuff together. Um, no shade at Magpul, but I think you're doing a lot better than they are with that RXM because they put out some grips that I was looking at, and I told myself I'd go back and pick it up, and now they're sold out, and that's a whole company. You're
Oh
over
yeah,
here just putting stuff out, no problem.
man. I'm trying to. It's trying to stay on top of it. It's it's funny when companies get so big like that. I think something gets lost from, or there's a disconnect. I'd say from the consumer versus the company. They become this company and not necessarily, or they lose touch with their consumer. I try to, even when people reach out to me, I try to answer back immediately. There's nothing I hate more than reaching out to a company and somebody will respond back to you within 48 hours, and it legit takes 2 days. I don't know why it takes 2 days when you're a company of 50 to 100 people to respond back to somebody. Just answer a question. I guess that's just the nature of the beast. I guess they're just growing. Good for them. I don't know. I'm trying to do things different though.
Yeah, I guess it's got to go through like 3 or 4 different filters of quality assurance and like make sure that the answer is okay, so they don't get caught up in a bunch of legal. I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah,
The honesty seems like it's kind of it's a never-ending practice, and
yeah.
I also know that there's some people out there that are looking for somebody to slip up, but I mean, I don't know if everybody would just be honest with each other. And I know I'm about to have like the more you know moment, but nonetheless, if if everybody would just be honest with each other, we wouldn't have to worry about probably taking 2 to 3 days to get back to somebody. Like in your case, you're saying, hey, look, if something's wrong with it, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it because my firearm works. Like, that's what's wrong with it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it to court. Like, why?
yeah. Any issues, whatever. I'm also here to walk. I'll walk anybody through it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Speaking of which, okay. And I know we're very limited on time because you got a schedule you got to uphold, so I get that. But so here's my problem. This is brand new still. I've got it locked all the way to the back, so you can see a cup of coffee. The groove where you're able to push down the takedown lever. Did I do it? Wow. Problem solved.
Get it up. See? Line it up. See, I told you I would help you.
Yes, I just need to be in the presence of an expert. Thank you.
Exactly. Racket. Just run the
it's funny though, because like what God, maybe the I don't know, since I'm in Georgia, maybe the humidity got to it and loosened it up or something. I don't know, but that's funny. Because when I first got it, I was trying to loosen this lever and push down on it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't move, but that was the smoothest lever takedown I've ever done.
It is, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, like I said, I told you I would help you.
You did.
No problem. Anytime you need help.
That's funny because I'm going to change out I need to shoot it stock, but I do plan on changing out the barrel with the threaded one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll happen much later on. That's so funny. Wow, it goes back together like nobody's business. Yeah,
man, it's a great platform. I'm honestly I'm in love with the platform, and even going back to Springfield, I've talked to them a few times. They've been great through this whole process, but they're really turning a corner, and they're starting to innovate, and they don't plan on slowing down. They're gonna keep dropping things. So I really like the way that they're going right now.
That's good to hear. And I think the last thing they came out with was the Kuna, but the fact that the Echelon is still a big thing, that's good. And matter of fact, I think it may end up getting a lot bigger because I bought mine on a special deal. It was like the
gear up package.
Yes. And to me, it just made sense. You do the math on it. You get 5 magazines, 3 of them are 17 rounders, 2 of them are 20. You get the Echelon itself. It came with the Viridian optic.
Mm-hmm.
You get not only the case that the firearm comes in, but you get a range bag to go with it, all for I think $540 something.
Yeah.
And the sentiment usually is like once you see something go on sale like that, the two-way social media will pick up on it and say, hey, look, there's some of these echelons for this amount of money. Okay, cool. Then all of a sudden you just see a boom in echelons.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happened with the RXM. Just 1 minute, I don't know why, because I bought the RXM when it came out, and there wasn't like a whole lot of talk on it.
Mhm.
But recently, it's like it's boomed. I guess because everybody's comparing it with the Glock 19 package, especially since Glock has cut back on a whole lot of their firearms.
Mhm.
So maybe people look at it like, okay, this has got like a lot more modularity compared to what you would spend for a Glock, and it's
Well, the RXM was very smart of them. You know, everybody's got a drawer full of spare Glock parts and barrels and slides, and you know, just sitting around. It's been so the aftermarket for Glocks is so saturated in a good way, but
yeah.
you know, it's out there and everybody's got one. And absolutely, that's my next thing. I want to pick up an RXM and see what we can do.
Yeah, that's to be honest with you, there's two guns I'm gonna focus on probably for the rest of this year.
Mhm.
One of them is gonna be the RXM, the other one is definitely gonna be the Echelon because I'm pretty much probably gonna end up doing what I was gonna do to 320 and just I guess you could say record and document the progress that I've made with the firearms. Like even though it came with the Viridian optic and everything else, I mean, there's still things I can do with it. There's lights I can put on there. There's possibly another optic. I might even be able to change out the iron sights, if you will. I mean, there's just so much that I can do with it. The same thing with the RXMs, especially with the modularity. Like I may end up going back and getting a Sharps Bros grip module, or I may go with makeshift machines. I don't know yet, but
I think
there's
it's just getting started. The aftermarket for the Echelon, I think it's just getting started, and I'm excited to see where it grows because,
yeah.
you know, if you can't tell, I'm certainly a big fan of that particular handgun.
Yeah, and shoot, I would love to shoot the HGM seven. I would just love to shoot it.
Yeah,
Something
man.
before, man.
Let's do this. Hell, if you come over here, I'll take you shooting. Private range deal.
Wait, okay, tell me it's an outdoor range.
Yeah,
You have your own range?
not mine, but I have one that I use.
Where my car keys at? Dude, yeah, I would come out there. I would document myself shooting it. I'd post that online. I'd do a whole review. Yeah, let's get this done.
It's only about a 5-hour drive. Ask me how I know.
Dude, 5 hours. I mean, that's. Let me see. I got
It's
some
not
vacation
bad.
time. I could
It's not a
probably.
bad drive.
I got to go on 20 still. Oh God, why do they still screw up 20? If only they took the the dedication and the ingenuity that you have and applied it to Highway 20.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna talk about that. We're gonna next question.
you can say that for a lot of the roads that they're building right now.
Man, let me tell you. Um, doing good on time, but I'm gonna hit you with this last question because I'm also trying to stay within your schedule too. I would love to keep talking to you about stuff, but you know, mess around and it's not gonna be the 5 hour interview because that was just like a
That's that's crazy. I can't even imagine talking for 5 hours.
it, it was. I mean,
I mean, if the
this.
conversation's flowing, that's good, but I feel like I would need drinks for it.
He was extremely knowledgeable about what he was talking about with, and he had so much experience in so many different realms
Mm.
to where you know it just happened. And I'm sitting here like, wow, like I'm going back in time and I'm back in school. I'm just like,
Sitting in
wow,
class.
yeah.
Sitting,
And it's not the boring teacher. Well, two
yeah.
plus two equals four. Like he's like, did you know that the solar system?
Oh,
And
he
you're
had a
like,
voice too?
well, he's got a voice to it. It's like he's not
Yeah.
Bueller, but he's like, did you know that if you take this and this, it does this? And I'm like,
Over here.
I'm gonna
Tell me
do
more.
it.
Tell me more.
Yes. Would you like to know more? And I called him the 2A Bob Ross because God, just fountain knowledge, man. I mean, just super cool, fountain knowledge, down to earth dude. He's like one of the older gentlemen I aspire to be like, because he'll go on a spiel, but yet he'll throw in like some new age terminology. So it's like E equals MC square, and that's no cap. And you're sitting here like, yeah, okay, what did you say?
Wait, what?
Because if I try that now, at the age of 40, you know, with all my aching bones and everything else, I'll be like, yeah, it's no cap. Like, no, much cap. I can tell. But so the chassis is designed for New World defense, not necessarily, like, as I say, a busy range day, but what makes your HGM724 a valid option for real world application, other than what you've just shown us, which was amazing itself? How would you condense just all the functionality of your chassis into, like, I guess, like the bullet points for an ad or something? Because like it could do so much.
Well, I'm gonna fall back on the design points, and these are the points that are engineered on it. Number one is the lower stock interface. You've got the quick, the aimer mag release, charging handle, familiar. Everybody knows how to do a charging handle that's familiar with it. You can mount anything and everything that you want on here. Next thing you know, you can do a sauce nugget holder if you want to. But up here, this is also our hand stop. Helps hold everything in place. But the facts that I was talking about earlier, the length of pull makes it very extremely comfortable to shoot. Mag changes are incredibly fast. It packs away into almost nothing. It's a 12-inch. It fits in literally any bag. I've got I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. I've got a head-on tactical bag, and I don't know if it's like 13 inches tall. It's like a super tiny bag. It's for the back of my chest rig. But this thing slips down in there. So any bag that you have, any day carry, that bag that you have, it's just gonna hide away and it's gonna tuck. But on the same hand, you pull it out, and you're not limited to a short length of pull where you've got it, you're holding it up here and it's almost uncomfortable to shoot. It's actually extremely comfortable to shoot with this length of pull. Again, everything that went into it was what I wanted to see in a bag gun, and that's what I produced. We'll come out with other variations later on down the line, but at this setup right here, no ammo, but it's only 3.5 pounds. You're not, it's hardly noticeable if you add it in your bag when you're walking around. You got your laptop, you got your HGM724, your first aid kit, whatever you stick in your bag, and you won't even notice it, but it's there. In case you ever need it, it's there.
That should be the tagline for it.
In case you need it, it's there.
Yeah,
that's actually not a bad one.
Because I mean, so when I first got into my Second Amendment journey, I ended up I came across the Ruger PC Charger.
Okay.
And it's a takedown PCC. You literally just take it down, turns it into 2 pieces. Okay, cool. But God forbid if something ever happens, you got to go back. You got to try and put everything together real quick, because if a event did happen where you do have to go into some form of combat, civilian combat, if you will, you're sitting here, adrenaline pumping, mind rushing, thinking anything and everything, trying to put 2 pieces together. So I would always leave it as one, and putting it in the backpack, I mean, it worked, but at the same time, it was bulky. It seemed like it wouldn't stay stationary. It was just always moving around. And on top of that, you'd have to put in a backpack, kind of like the 511 backpack,
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, this is bigger than my normal backpack I would carry in it, but even still, I had the Rush series of backpack that was a singular strap, and it would completely dominate the space as far as carrying it.
Mm-hmm.
So what you've put together seems like it's more practical. It's more in a sense, minimalistic, it looks badass as far as form, but nonetheless, it's still minimalistic to the point where you can still live your life and not look so obvious that you're carrying.
Well, okay, yeah. So that's me. I don't, as even no matter what my background is, like I don't go out looking tactical. I don't dress tactical. I don't dress gray man. Where it's obvious that, I don't wear, I'm not going to name brands, but I don't dress like that. And that goes for the book bag as well. That's another product that I'm currently working on, is my own backpack to fit this in, along with a holster. We'll see. Maybe we'll talk to some of these companies out there right now, these textile companies out there right now that are doing some really cool things. Maybe they can produce this line of backpacks, but it'll be nice, tight. It won't look tactical, and it'll be made for this or any other PDW, to fit in there. Like I said, we've got a holster that I'm working on right now. It'll sit secure. It won't go back and forth, and it's not going to be a buckle, because I feel like that's a step. If you're trying to get to a bag gun, that's a step that you don't need to take to be able to grab. That's a lot of time to, undo a buckle like that. I think it needs to be a quick flip off. It opens up, you grab it and you go. And that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I think the only way I could even see a buckle potentially working is if it's like a rip-off buckle, like you Velcro one side, you got it to where it'll still be strong enough to lock down what you need. But at the end of the day, if you need to, get into action, that's the only way I can see it.
Pull it out, rip it open, you're ready to go. So,
man, I think that's cool. You're actually trying to come out with your own bag too. So,
yeah, like I got entirely too many hobbies. Got my finger in too many things. But
I mean, that's a good thing though, because it's a lot better than working a Batman shift trying to find sleep and this guy here.
Oh, believe me, I don't know what sleep is.
But at least you're productive during it,
I try to be. Sometimes it's harder. Some days are harder than others.
Dude, I get it. But yeah, I mean, with the way things are going now, because people are going to need more protection, and they're going to need more ways in order to access that protection, or even make their setup work for them, whether they're out or whether they're at home. So
yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing saying it even though this was designed to be a bag gun, this is a great home defense gun as well.
Definitely. It's about to be 1 o'clock now. I want to make sure that you can get to your appointment or whatever you had planned. So, Brent, if you would, please just let us know where we can go in order to find all your products and the socials, everything else, man.
Yeah, check us out at heighthdefense.com, HEIGHTH. It's not Heighth Defense, it's Heighth Defense. And please follow us on social media. Instagram does not like me, and it is not showing my stuff to non-followers. So please give me some new followers.
Yeah, we're gonna try and work with that. I'm trying to get my stuff going as well. So as I tell everybody else that I've interviewed, wherever I go, I'm trying to take y'all with me. So hey,
I appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions, like I said, I'm the one who answers it. So feel free to reach out on any of the social channels or on the website, and I'll get back to you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I appreciate your time. And yeah, we're definitely gonna set that range day up, because yeah, it's badass.
Thank you for the time. I genuinely appreciate it. Thanks. It was fun. Thanks for making it not stressful.
You're always welcome back, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that. And yeah, for real, I'm serious about that range day. Let me know if you want to make the trip over here, and we'll do it up.
This the Black Powder Podcast, let's get explicit. We got the wisdom hitting targets with a marksman's precision. We're having fun in the booth, we're running gun for the truth. Every future black gun owner, we're spreading the news. We do it legal, we're moving regal and blessing the people. Some hopes for the culture, we keep it locked like guns in our holster. Holding it down as we're loading the rounds. If they were nervous back then they're gonna be scared of us now. Black Powder Podcast, we'll be back in a while.